Welcome to another Warhammer 40k battle report on St Andrews Wargaming, and today is going to be the inaugural battle for my Dark Angels Primaris force taking on Yarro's Harlequin army in an ITC mission. Here we have the Dark Angels force for today's game, and this is 1750 points, consisting of a battalion detachment, a vanguard detachment, and an auxiliary support detachment for my assassin. So that will give me a total of 8 CP to use during the game. Leading the army, I have a master in Gravis armour, so he will have the power sword, the bolt storm gauntlet with the weapon and the combat attacks. He's my warlord, so I am giving him the brilliant strategist command trait, which will regain me CP on a 5+, and I get a free reroll during the game. It really is just the best one in the codex. The only other one I considered was Master of Maneuver, but because he's probably going into the repulsor, he's not really going to get much use of that. My other two HQ units are two Primaris Lieutenants, one with a power sword and one with a mastercrafted bolt rifle, auto bolt rifle I believe it is. For my elites, I have a Primaris Ancient. I also have a unit of 6 Reavers with grav shoots and combat blades, and I have a Redemptor Dreadnought with the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, the 2 Fragstorm missile launchers, and a heavy bolter. For my troops, I have a unit of 10 intercessors, a unit of 6 intercessors, and another unit of 6 intercessors. I have the Inceptors with the auto assault bolt rifles, and a unit of Hellblasters, 8 Hellblasters to go into the transport, and I have a repulsor with the twin las cannon and the various other weaponry. I should mention my intercessors will be having the assault bolt rifles, because the AP really doesn't matter against the Harlequins, so a little bit of force tailoring. I can shoot twice and still assault and fire at -1. And finally, I've taken a Vindicate Assassin as an auxiliary choice, hopefully to help me deal with ignoring the invulnerable saves of the Harlequins. This is actually the first time I've tried the Vindicator since the new rules come out, so I'll be interested to see. So hopefully this army gives me a little bit of mobility. I can put the Inceptors and the Reavers into Deep Strike Reserve. Bit of mobility with the Repulsor, which will probably be having the Hellblasters and the Gravis Captain inside. That's why I've only got a unit of 8, because the Gravis Captain takes up the space of 2. And a good solid backfield firepower in the Intercessors and the Assassin. So this is the first time my Dark Angels Primaris army, almost full Primaris army apart from the Assassin. The only reason I took him was I was quite a little short of points till I get some more units painted up, so that's why he's on the tabletop. And this will be my first attempt with the Primaris army, so I'll be interested to see how they play and what they can do. So that is the Dark Angels. And here we have the Harlequin army. As you can see, can't even get them all in shot thanks to that big beast at the back there. And this consists of a battalion detachment, which is the Mask of the Soaring Spite, and a Eldari super heavy detachment, which was Crawford Ianden. Leading this force, we have the Troop Master at the front here, with a fusion pistol and Harlequin Caress. And he will be taking the Skyrider Warlord trait, which allows him to disembark from a transport after it is moved. So very handy there. We also have 2 Shadow Seers, one of which has the Twilight Pathways psychic power and Mirror of Minds. The other has Veil of Tears and Shards of Light. We also have a Saltaire and a Death Jester. This is Yarro's really nice looking Harlequin army, which has frustrated my forces on many an occasion against the Death Watch. So with that, we have 3 units of the troop. We have Troop, all with fusion pistols as standard, and a couple of the mixed weapons in there, the Harlequins Embrace, the Caress, and the Harlequins Kiss. So a mixture of weapons in these, but the fusion pistols, which will be most frustrating to begin with. We have 3 of the Starweaver transports with the shuriken cannons. We have 4 Skyweaver jet bikes with the Zephyr Glaives and Haywire cannons. Again, my Repulsor and my Dread are going to be shaking a bit with no invulnerable saves. And finally, last but not least, we have Bob the Wraith Knight, who has a Sun Cannon, Scatter Shield, and 2 Scatter Lasers. So Yarro is going to spend an extra CP for 2 relics. He's taking Falchu's Talon, I think that's how you pronounce it, on the Troopmaster, and the Solitaire will be getting the Star Mist Raiment. So, very fast mobile force, quite tough with invulnerable saves, although most of them are only toughness 3, apart from your big beastie here and the bikers. So I will be wounding most of the army on 3s, but the invuln saves will be helping, and a lot of fusion pistols to make a mockery of my armour, along with high mobility, high speed, thanks to the FAQ now allowing them to essentially have jump packs in the combat phase now. A nice return to form, I think, for the Harlequins. So this will be an interesting matchup for objective grabbing and for going after. So we'll come back to you with the mission and the deployment for this game. Here we have the battlefield for today's game, featuring some of my 2nd edition card terrain. So we have the bunker over here, and the firebase, and again some of my Badlands terrain. And as you can see, using the Blog Wars objective markers over here. So this is ITC Mission 1. So we've picked our secondaries, and we're going to go over the mission. So for those of you unfamiliar with ITC, you get a point if you kill an enemy unit in your turn and you hold an objective. And at the end of the battle round, if you have killed more units than your opponent, you gain a point. If you hold more objectives than your opponent, you hold a point. And for your secondaries, you can select a number, and depending on your opponent's army, and if you score these during the course of the game, you can score up to 4 points per secondary. So for me, I have picked Old School, which is First Strike, Last Strike, so kill a unit in the first battle round and the final battle round, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker. I've also picked Headhunter, which is a point for each enemy character. And I have picked Pick Your Poison, so anything with a fly, vehicle, psyker, or biker rule, if I destroy, I can gain a point. And looking at Yarro's army, that gives me quite a lot of opportunity to score those 4 points. Yarro has decided to go for Old School. He's also gone for Headhunter, because I have 5 characters who are a bit squishier than the Harlequin ones. And he's also gone for Behind Enemy Lines, so have a unit entirely in my deployment zone in his turn, and he can score this up to 4 points for this, so he has to have a unit in my deployment zone for at least 4 turns of the game. So the placement of the objectives is set. We've taken you through the armies, and we are going to roll off for the deployment zone and come back to you with the deployment for this. Also, we're playing ITC Mission 1, so you can also get a bonus point if you hold 5 or more objectives during the turn. So this could favour Yarro's fast mobile force quite well for getting to me and for holding objectives, but I'm going to see if my Primaris units can hold out, and this will be the first real test for this army and see how they can perform in this game. Here we have our forces deployed. We've rolled off and got Dawn of War, so pretty standard. On my right flank here, I have a unit of intercessors and a lieutenant. Towards the centre, I put the intercessors with another lieutenant and the ancient. Over here, I have a unit of intercessors. They are inside the building, as per the ITC runes rules, to try and get this objective. Hid the repulsor and the dread behind, to hopefully save me a bit of fusion pistol firepower. And the assassin deployed up here with good coverage of the whole battlefield. So across from me, I have a Starweaver with a Spirit Seer inside. Another Star Weaver with the Troopmaster. Death Jester, hanging out beside Bob the Wraith Knight, just over here. So trying to keep my vehicles out of line of sight of the Wraith Knight on the first turn in case I don't get it. Over here, another Star Weaver, and the bikes behind here. So I know these units are quite fast, but hopefully my army's going to be a bit safer for the first turn. Yarro finished deploying first, so he will get the +1 to the roll off, and we'll roll and see who gets first turn. I'm looking for a big number here. 2, and that's a 1, I think. Yeah, that was a 1. So we're drawn. So we're rolling off again. 5, that's a bit better, and a 5. So we scored even, but beaten by the point. So, Yarro, do you want to go first or second?
I will go second and I will suffer for that, but yeah, I think in this mission it's best to go second because you decide how many objectives you need to grab, so it will be painful.
Yeah, I think the data seems to suggest that going second in ITC does work better for a lot of missions. So yeah, that wasn't expected, but I will take first turn, see what kind of damage I can do. I can bring in my reserves early. So we will come back to you.
Before we finish, I will start cheating a little bit. I will spend 1 command point and redeploy my skimmer over here because he will die horribly.
Okay. So Yarro's going to spend a CP on which stratagem is that? So he's going to spend a CP on the 100 Swords of Vol stratagem, which allows him to redeploy a unit. And he's going to redeploy this over here, which is right next to my heavy firepower.
I need to deploy, we will deploy in my deployment zone, so I will just run away from you.
Yeah, yeah, so he's going to move away and we'll come back and I will take the first turn. End of the movement phase for the Dark Angels turn 1. The Intercessor squad and the Lieutenant moved round to secure this objective. My central unit moved up to hopefully push up on the central objectives. The Repulsor moving round into line of sight to target the enemy vehicles. The Redemptor Dreadnought ended up advancing a couple inches thanks to Yarro's smart redeployment of his transport that was there, which has now moved over to here. He's not actually going to be in range of anyone, so he advanced up. The Intercessors staying in the cover to hopefully hold this objective if nothing goes wrong. And the Vindicator staying in place to fire. So with no psychic phase, I think we'll move on to the movement shooting phase to start with. My Dreadnought is going to pop smoke launchers, just to hopefully help him a bit, give him -1 to hit.
Good idea.
The Repulsor will do all its firepower off camera, but I think it's going to open up with most of its weaponry on this transport here. Probably put the twin las cannons into the Wraith Knight to just try and do some damage to that. And then the rest of my units, the only ones that will probably be in range to fire are this squad, which will probably try and take out this vehicle as well. Do you know what? Most of my army's not going to have range to fire in, so what I might do is just put everything from the Repulsor into this transport. It's a bit overkill, but I really need to score a kill this turn and first strike to try and help me with my objectives. So we will start with the twin las cannon.
I will of course start cheating as well. I will pay for extra lightning fast reflexes.
Yeah, so he's going to play lightning fast reflexes on the skimmer here in order to give it an additional -1 to hit. So it's inherently -1 to hit.
Yes.
And it gets an additional -1 to hit. So I'm going to be hitting this on 5s. So the odds of actually hurting it are going to be tricky. So that's another CP spent for Yarro. And we'll start with my twin las cannons. Hitting on 5s now. No penalty for moving because of the Repulsor. That's 1 hit.
I hate your last time.
Toughness 5.
Yes.
So 3s to wound. That's a 1. Let us CP this one because I really want to get this through. I do wound, I get the CP back. I do not, so I'm down to 7 CP. And Yarro, can you make a save?
No, I cannot.
He cannot. So that is D6 damage. Let's lose a nice red dice. 1, damn. Oh, my Warlord isn't on the table. He's currently in the vehicle, so I don't think I can use my damage reroll. That's frustrating. I could have actually taken that out, so it's down to 5 wounds remaining. So we'll do the rest of the firepower off camera, and hopefully I might be able to take this out and do some damage. Not a good start then for the Dark Angels. So the repulsor fired everything in at this transport. Only did a single wound with the twin las cannons. The las Talon managed to hit twice but rolled double 2 to wound. The other weaponry just seemed to not do anything. That -2 to hit, very powerful on the unit here. Unfortunately, even the rocket pods that gave me +1 to hit, I think I got a couple of hits and then another double 2 to wound. So doing no damage to it whatsoever. I've only taken 1 wound, it's got 5. The odds of me getting first strike or a kill are rapidly decreasing. What I'm going to do is probably put this intercessor squad in because there's nothing else really worth shooting at for them. But hitting on 5s, I'm not too hopeful. But we'll come back and see what I can do with this squad. So the squad in the centre here, intercessors, fired their assault bolt rifles at the skimmer, but hitting on 5s, wounding on 5s, they only did a single wound, which was saved. The other 2 characters fired in, doing no damage. This unit doesn't really have range of anyone, so the only unit left to fire is my assassin, who will be targeting this damaged skimmer. Unless I roll a 6 to wound, he's not going to be able to destroy it, and even then I'm going to have to get very lucky to kill it, but we'll see what he can do. Okay, so the assassin is going to fire at this vehicle. He is hitting on a 2 because he didn't move, so he doesn't suffer modifiers. He hits, it's strength 5, so I am needing a 4 to wound. And I do wound, and that's a 6, so that is d6 damage. It ignores invulnerable saves and it's AP -3, so I don't believe you get a save.
I have nothing to do.
So that's quite effective for me. So d6 damage, 4 takes it down to a single wound remaining.
Exactly.
And now I get to use the Headhunter. So that is on taking 5 wounds, it's got 1 remaining, so a 6. That is the vehicle destroyed. Does it blow up?
It doesn't blow up because that's my Warlord.
Okay. Doesn't blow up because the Warlord's inside. So we'll roll for the casualties if there are any and deploy. And what I might do then is spend another CP on the Stratodome to shoot again. So we'll come back to you with the deployment and my second shot with the assassin. So the Harlequins deploy. None of the unit inside suffer any casualties because of the relic. I am going to spend a CP. Let's see if I can get it back. I do not, so I'm down an RCP on second shot. So my Vindicator over here is going to fire again. Let's just see what he's got line of sight of. He really, oh no, Yarro was able to deploy his forces so that my assassin can't see his newly arrived Warlord.
Well, I'm pretty sure your guy over
which is quite nice. Although, I think I will fire at your second transport, if I can try and take that out, limit your mobility a little. So, hitting on a 2+ at your second transport, it hits, and 4+ to wound, it fails to wound. So no damage there, and I've used my CP reroll. So, annoyingly, I've already shot this unit in the centre. They would have been prime for firing at the Harlequins here. I don't think anything else is in range to fire. So, at the end of my first turn, I did manage to score first blood for a point. Pick your poison. I killed a unit with the vehicle keyword, so that gives me another point. I also did kill a unit to give me a point, and I'm securing an objective to give me another point. So at the end of my first turn, that is 4 points to the Dark Angels. Would it be nice to have a bit more firepower, or unfortunately, if I could have saved this unit, these Harlequins might be in trouble, but we'll see what Yarro can do to come back from that. End of the movement phase for the Harlequins, and these guys are always super fast. So the 2 Star Weavers and the Sky Riders, is it?
Sky Weavers.
Sky Weavers, the jet bikes and the 2 transports advancing towards my unit on the right flank here. The troop in the centre and the Wraith Knight moving up normally. The Death Jester moving around normally. And one of the Spirit Seers disembarking to get into and advancing towards the troop, while the Death Jester advanced into the building here, the safety of the building, and the Troop Master moving up towards here. So with the movement done, the left flank and the centre is looking pretty pressured. Right flank is okay just now, but I still have some reserves coming in. So we'll move on to the Psychic phase for some Harlequin shenanigans.
Alright, so Twilight Path will be cast from Good Witch into Squad O.
Allowing them to move again?
Exactly.
Yeah, so what do you need to cast?
I believe it's on 6. Yes, 6.
On a 6, so can he cast
Can I
it?
cast 6?
Yes, he casts it with a 9, so this unit is allowed to move again. Any more psychic powers before you move
I
now?
will cast as well Mirror of Mind on the guy with the banner because I hate him so much.
What does that do?
We will start to rolling dice. If you roll higher than me, power stops.
Okay.
If I roll higher than you take
Okay,
what I want.
so can we cast that? He's hoping to take out my banner before he starts shooting these, because if I'm allowed to fire back into his troop, then I can cause a bit of damage.
So the powers barely managed to
Cast on a 7, I can't deny it. I just need to look up my leadership value for the Ancient, and we'll come back to you with the roll-off. Okay, so the Ancient's been targeted. It's not a leadership roll-off. For some reason I'm thinking of the Gene Stealer Cult's power, where you add your leadership. It's just a simple roll-off. So hopefully I can do well.
So we need to roll higher than 1.
Than a 1.
Yeah.
And a 3, so I do manage to block it. Sorry, I should stop using these white dice, they're not ideal. So yeah, that was lucky for me, because when these guys start dying, I'll hopefully be able to take his troop. So we'll do the troops movement and come back to you with the start of the shooting phase. So the troop using power of Twilight Pathways to move up into the crater on the intercessors, and he's going to start shooting with these guys. So we're going to have 5 fusion pistols into the...
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds at AP minus
4.
AP minus 4, so no save. So the first guy does how many damage?
First guy gonna die.
Kills 1. Second
Die as well.
kills another, and the third
Die horribly.
kills another. So we'll see 3 guys die. Can they fire back? I need 4 pluses. No, that's 2 1s and a 2, so 3 die, and none can fire back at the moment. So we'll take those 3 to start with, and we'll come back to you with the rest of the shooting phase for the Harlequins. So we did the central shooting. The Spirit Seer fired its grenade launcher in at my intercessors, managing to roll a 9 to do 3 mortal wounds on the squad. The Wraith Knight then got 10 shots with the Sunfire Cannon, killing all but 2 of the squad. My Ancient's not really been doing much work. Out of the 8 dead, only 3 got to fire back, managing to kill 1 of the troop. Over here, we're going to have 5 fusion pistols from the squad inside the transport, firing in at my intercessors here. So this is probably a dead intercessor squad. No, only 2 hits.
Can I wound them?
And you wound them.
Yes.
Yes, both wounded. 5 up save because I'm in. Oh, sorry, 6 up save because I'm in cover. Nope. So that's first one.
That's long range.
Oh, so it's roll 1 at a time.
Yes, so I will roll 2 together. Sorry, 1 at a time. Yes. First one.
So he only kills 1 in total. So that'll be 1 dead. 1 dead intercessor. That was quite fortunate for me. We'll do the rest of the firepower from the squad coming to my poor intercessors over here, and we'll see what damage. So we're most likely going to be facing a couple of charges around here, and maybe over here, because Harlequins can they assault, advance and charge?
Yes, they can.
They can, so...
But not the skin.
Oh, just the bikers, just the jet bikes. Yeah, because the overall rules are you can fall back and still charge and assault. So they're really fast and they can't really be tied down in combat. Frustratingly, we'll come back and see how much of these intercessors are left alive. Actually, shooting less effective over here. So the Star Weaver fired in at the squad over here, only managed to do a single wound with one of their rending shots. The bikers firing into the intercessors, only managing to kill 1. Whereas the Spirit Seer missed, rolling a 1 with her grenade launcher that does mortal wounds, and the skimmer firing in here doing no damage. Well, a couple of wounds which were saved. So, not bad actually, no kills so far, but I think that will change very slightly. As I don't suppose you want to charge anything?
I'm not really sure. Maybe one or two.
Okay, so Dark Angels turn 2, unfortunately, is not the case. So, who's going to be charging first? In charge phase, we're going to start with a Wraith Knight, multi-charging, I guess, all 3 units over here.
Yeah, so can I get there?
Let's see, what can he roll? 11, yeah, unfortunately, an 11. The dice are a bit hard to see on this board at times, but an 11 is going to make it in, unfortunately.
Because it's -2 on the crater, but still 11.
Yeah, 11 is more than enough to get in. And now the troop's going to follow in as well. We'll do the Overwatch off camera, but I doubt, well, it's impossible to take out a Wraith Knight with that much firepower. And the bikers over here are going to charge into the intercessors and the lieutenant. Again, we'll do the shooting off camera, but let's see what we can make in.
So the bikers,
a 7, which is probably enough to get in. So we'll do the Overwatch, come back to you with any casualties, and move into the fight phase here. So charge moves made. Overwatch managed a couple of hits against the troop with a master, and the squad. The squad couldn't fire. 1 hit, but failed to wound on a 2, annoyingly. Over here again, a couple of hits, but failed to wound on like another 2. So no damage here. So the squads are going to make in. Who are we going to choose to fight first?
The bikers. They're going to jump on those guys.
Bikers are going to attack first. We'll come back and see what damage they can do. Okay, 12 attacks from the jet bikes going into the intercessor squad. Hitting on 3s, is it?
Yes.
It's a good roll. Only that's 10 hits.
Only on 4s.
Only on 4s.
It's AP2. And 2 damage, so
okay, so potentially this could hurt, so that's 5 wounds. So AP2, so I need 5 up saves. And a save, that's cocked. I saved 2, so 3 die in total.
Yeah.
Let us... Do you know what? I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt, and I'm going to interrupt with my lieutenant over here. So do I get the command point back? I do not, so no command points back so far, and I'm now down to 4, which is annoying, but I am going to fight back with the lieutenant here. I'll just need to look up his stats and see what he can do. So lieutenant gets 4 attacks, hitting on 2s against the troop. Oh dear.
My goodness.
God. Wow. I don't think I've ever had that before, so that is a waste of 2 command points, and unbelievably not a single hit on a 2+. Wow, that lieutenant's really doing his work today. I'm a bit stunned by that. I think Yarro agrees.
He's like, I don't know, maybe he's master of defense, you know, or something.
My rolling has been pretty abysmal so far, and that is sort of a key point there. Okay, that is annoying, so we'll do the rest of the attacks. Who wants to attack over here to start with?
Alright, so over here Knight will stomp on this
Ancient
and a little bit on the guys over there.
Okay, so how many attacks from the Knight?
He's got 4 attacks. He will put 3 on the Ancient because he's scary.
So I don't think I'm going to be using my red dice anymore. I swear every red dice I rolled's been a 1. So far, it's ridiculous. So yeah, let's just burn these. Okay, so the Knight, who's this going into?
Into your banner bearer.
Okay.
The banner must fall.
Yeah.
Knight is...
Where's your 4 1s?
Yeah. Sorry, mate. I'm rolling crazy.
You're rolling very hot. No, less so now.
There they are.
Winding on 2s or 3s?
Yes, on 2s.
So, AP?
AP -2.
So, 5 ups for the guy. He's probably going to survive this. Oh no, they're multi-damage, aren't they?
Multi-damage, yes.
Yeah, so...
2 damage.
I don't save any.
Okay.
So how many is that?
Another 111.
9. Nope, he's dead. He's definitely dead. Does he get to fight back?
Exactly.
He does. He gets 1 attack back against the Wraith Knight. He hits. He doesn't wound.
Rerolling for your lieutenant.
Hardly worth the effort. Nah.
No.
Another 2. So he's dead, and that is a point for killing a character, and first strike for you. And then...
Can I stomp a little bit those 2 guys?
Yep.
Just 1 attacks put on them, so 3 hits. Only on 2s.
Oh, again.
So just 1.
5 up. Yeah, it's saved.
Like
okay.
a boss.
So now you have to decide with the troop what's going to happen here.
So we're gonna split attacks. Those 2 closer to the squad gonna jump in squad. Those 2 closer to the character gonna jump in character.
Okay. Hopefully being able to do some damage here. So 2 on the squad. Hitting on 3s or 2s?
Hitting on 3s. No.
Okay.
So it's strength 4, AP 3.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s. Your guys love me.
Oh, they hate me today, but they love you.
So the squad will take 2 damage, AP 3.
2, AP minus 3, so 6 ups. No, AP 2 damage.
Single damage.
Oh, single damage, so 1 is left alive on a wound. Because 1 was wounded already, so okay. So, no, sorry, he should be alive.
And 2 will jump now on your...
And 2 on the captain.
Yeah, the master of defense.
The waste of a space lieutenant. Oh, come on. Oh, my dice really do love you today.
But I would prefer to have it on damage roll.
That's true. What do you need to win?
4.
4's to win.
Still pretty decent, but he gonna live. AP 3.
He might not. I think he only has 5 wins. Unless I make one of these.
Yeah, exactly. With so many dice, you have to make at least 1.
You've seen the way I've been rolling.
Enough is enough. And he's master.
Oh, he survives on 1. So the Primaris Lieutenant, will double check that. Yeah, he does have 5 wins, so he's now down to 1. Unbelievably. He deserves to die after that performance, in honesty.
He kind of do.
So what we'll do off camera, we'll do the attacks back from my lone intercessor here and all the units over here who have yet to attack. They get to attack back onto the bikers. We'll do that off camera and see what damage I can do, if any. Combat over here, the intercessor squad managed to do 4 wins on the jet bikes, but Yarro made all his invuln saves. The lieutenant over here doing slightly better, hitting 2 with his 4 attacks on a 2+ and 2 wins. But again, Yarro made a double 6 on his invuln save. My lone guy over here doing no damage. So, thinking about the morale phase, I've lost 9 with this squad, so I'm going to run, which will give... I've only got 4 CP left.
That will give me kill more, but you've got hold more.
If I can... So, looking at the points, so far Yarro's got 1 point for first blood, 1 point for killing a character. He does hold an objective, so that's 3 points. If I don't spend the 2 CP to keep this guy alive, he will have more kills. But I am currently holding more objectives, so in all honesty, I don't think it's worth it to keep him alive. It is an extra point, but I've only got 4 CP left, and I do want to save it for some of those useful stratagems that they have. So, what I think I'm going to do is just let him die to morale. He will die because I haven't... there's no way to save him. I've lost 9 and he's leadership 8. So, at the end of this turn, you score... Apologies, I did forget to remove 2 casualties from this squad, so they've lost 3, so 8, so that's a pass, so that's fine. So I did lose some casualties here, but no losses in the morale phase. So at the end of turn 1, Yarro gets kill a unit, hold an objective, which he does with his troop master over here. He gets the bonus point for killing more enemy units. He killed 2 units to my 1. And he also got kill a character and first blood. So at the end of turn 1, that takes it to 5 points to the Dark Angels, to 5 points to the Harlequins. So, not as bloody as I thought it would be. You did manage to get very unlucky with not killing him on 1 wound. Not as unlucky as me. I'll add.
As I said, Master of Defense.
Oh, ridiculous. But now I get to bring in my reserves and actually get to hit this unit with some potent firepower. So we can see what I might be able to do when I come. I think it would be useful keeping those CP, because I can potentially fall back and shoot with some of these units, or stay locked in combat and do some damage. So we'll come back to you with the movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. End of my movement phase on turn 2. I did fall back with the intercessors because I want to hold that objective and not have them killed. The Dreadnought moving up towards the squad here. The Hailblasters and the Captain disembarking, moving up to get the central objective, and the Lieutenant falling back. The Repulsor staying in place, and the squad here, Intercessors, moving up to target this troop. At the end of the phase, I brought in the Reavers over here to hold the objective. I did think about going after some of his units, but his characters will probably just shred me, so I think it's a better choice to go play the objective game. Dropping in the Inceptors over here to grab the objective. So at my end of my turn, I'm currently holding 5 objectives. I actually need... Oh. I need to figure out when we score the bonus point.
At the end.
Oh, so I might not probably hold that. So what I might do... I think that's okay just now. I can leave them there, shoot you up a bit. If I can divert some of your forces away from me, that'll be a nice bonus. While I'm also holding the objectives, I should get the bonus point for holding more. So I'm wondering, actually, if it's worth falling them back.
Also, if you want to fall them back, move them further away, because I will need to consolidate. And they are the closest, so
that's
outside
true.
of 3 inch.
That's true. Do you know what? It's probably not worth falling back, because I'm never... You've got so much fusion there, I'm never going to be able to survive to the end of my turn. I thought I could do that, but it seems a bit foolish, so I might readjust some of my deployments, and I can go into the shooting phase. Yeah, I think I'll move some of these guys back, just to give you a bit longer of a charge to have to go for, if you need to do, because I'm never going to hold all the 5 objectives. You'll probably just kill me off, but I'm at least holding enough just now, and I can hopefully take on some of your characters to do some damage in my turn. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. In my shooting phase, I'm going to fire the Hellblasters into the Wraith Knight. I'm going to use 1 CP on Weapons of the Dark Age to give me an extra +1 damage. Let's see if I can get that back. I do, for once, so I'm back up to 4 CP, but I can't gain another one this turn. So that is going to be 16 shots with the Hellblasters, hitting on 3s and re-rolling 1s, and then wounding on your toughness 8.
8, yes.
Wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s, but each one will do 3 damage. So we'll start off with the Hellblasters into the Wraith Knight.
Roll them separately, because I assume you overcharge.
Oh yes, you're right, I am going to overcharge, so we'll roll that separately, we'll do it off camera and come back to you with the hits. So 16 shots, I got 13 hits, did roll a couple of overcharges, but my Primaris Captain, or my Primaris Master reroll did allow me to avoid those. So I'm going to be wounding on 4s and rerolling 1s. Hoping for a big roll here.
A few ones.
A few 1s, so that's 3 1s. But a number of 2s.
Good guy.
That's going to be okay, I think. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds at -4. So I believe you got 5 up in one.
Exactly. So
Each of these doing 3 damage though.
that's gonna be very, very... This is...
Only 1, so that's 2, 4, 6, 7. That's 21 wounds.
21 wounds in one go.
How many does he have?
24. So...
Oh, he's still not dead. That is...
I'm gonna CP and reroll 1 of those.
Okay.
Give him potential of...
Yeah, that's 3 wounds.
Yeah.
He does save it, so that is 18 wounds
Yeah, he's down
in
to
total.
4.
Taking him down 18 wounds, so he's down to 6.
Sorry, down to 6, yes.
So he's down to 6, so that's not bad actually. That was quite an effective round of shooting. I actually thought I'd be able to kill them. in that phase. So what I think we're going to do is put the captain, probably do this off camera, the captain is going to fire into the troop here, along with these intercessors, firing into the troop. The dreadnought, depending on what damage they do to them, the dreadnought will either fire at the troop, and the repulsor will probably try and finish off this Wraith Knight, maybe target one of the squads over here, and hopefully my intercessors can do some damage, or even kill one of his characters here with their assault bolters. So we'll do the rest of the shooting phase and come back, and remember my pistols here need to fire in as well, hopefully do some damage on the bikers. We will do the rest of the shooting phase and come back with, hopefully, we'll see, a dead Wraith Knight and maybe a couple of damage and a dead character. We'll see what I can do. Shooting phase continues. My intercessor squad fired their assault bolt rifles into the Harlequins. The troop causing 6 wounds, but Yarro made every invuln save again. The Primaris captain, the master, sorry, firing, getting 3 wounds and 1 died. He made his 2 invulns. Dreadnought fired his heavy flamer and his frag storm into the squad, actually managing to finish them off. His assault cannon, heavy onslaught cannon, fired into the vehicle here, causing 2 wounds. Again, Yarro made both his invulns. 4 pistols fired in, causing 3 wounds. Again, he made all his invulns. I think before this turn, you'd only failed a single invuln save. I think most of the army shot and you've failed 5 saves so far. Incredibly.
Excluding Wraith Knight.
Excluding the, sorry, on your Harlequins, excluding the Wraith Knight, thankfully. Had you made most of them, I would have been raging.
Yeah.
So now the squad here are going to open fire with their assault bolters on his troop master, his warlord. Yarro has paid 2 CP for lightning fast reflexes to give him a -1 to hit. So 18 shots. I am going to be hitting on 4s with no rerolls because I moved. So hitting on 4s. That is good because I rolled quite a number of 3s there. But I am wounding on 3s.
4s actually because of my
Shank 5.
You are -1 to wound.
Why?
Because which cost?
Oh, mirror mines on who?
No, mirror's mine. Her power.
Oh, a special ability. Okay, so wounding on 4s because of her special ability. 2, 3 wounds. Oh, that is horrendous. My rolling continues.
Can I roll 3 or 4 just to cause more annoyance? No.
2. So he takes 2 wounds.
He's down to 3.
Down to 3 wounds. What I think I'll do now is try to finish him off. I will fire the assassin into him.
Can the assassin actually see him?
Yeah. Yeah, he's out in the open. So the assassin is going to fire. Hitting on a 2 because that's a hit. Wounding on a 2 because you're infantry.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to CP reroll that.
Of course you have to. Yeah.
And that's a wound. So that is D3 damage. And I've spent a CP. So I'm down to 3. D3 damage. 3.
That's Warlord.
That's enough to kill him. So that is a point for Warlord. I'm going to spend 1 CP on the Assassin Stratagem to get me back another CP. So that takes me back up to get me 2 additional CP, sorry. Oh no, it's D3 because I killed your Warlord with my Assassin. So let's just take a look at that. So I'm going to spend a CP on Priority Threat Neutralized, and because that was your Warlord, that gives me 3 CP, so I'm back up to 5 in total. I'm going to spend another one on Double Kill, allowing him to fire again, and he is going to fire into your spirits here, hopefully to do some damage to her. So hitting on a 2, hits, wounds on a 2, that's a wound, no AP.
Nothing you can do
against it. No, nothing you can do against it. D3 damage, that is 1 damage, so she takes a wound.
Yeah.
Do I want to reroll that? I think I'll use my Warlord's ability to reroll a damage roll for that, so it doesn't cost me anything. And that's 2 wounds.
Alright, yeah.
Now I've got the headshot ability, so on a 3+ she takes another wound. She does.
Yes.
On a 4+, she takes another wound. She does not. So that's 3 wounds in total.
She's down to 2.
Which is down to 2. Not too bad. Slightly ineffective fire from the intercessors, but more than made up for from the assassin. So spending a bunch on command points, but still having 4 left, which is quite pleasant. The only thing left to shoot, I think, is the repulsor. So the Reavers are out of range to fire anything, which is quite good because they're over here. Spirit's just taking some damage, which is nice. Might be able to finish her off with the assassin the following turn. Bites, unfortunately, we're still going to be stuck in combat here. And I'm going to try and finish off this Wraith Knight. Do you know what? I'll measure up the charge. I'm wondering if it's worth putting the repulsor fire into the vehicle over here to try and kill that and a few of the guys inside, and maybe tying up the... Hopefully the Wraith Knight won't be able to kill off my Dreadnought in combat. It might be worth tying it up to stop it from doing any damage, because I don't think that's going to do too much otherwise, and the fusion pistols are just going to rinse it. So what I might do is put the repulsor fire into his other vehicle to try and kill some of his mobility for this game. So I think that's going to be the choice I will go for. Just put everything into that and then try and get a charge off on the Wraith Knight to hold that up. So just some thoughts behind my tactics so far. So my fun in the shooting phase continued. I fired the twin las cannon and the las talon into his speeder. -1 to hit. Didn't hit with a single one. Didn't get any rerolls. Rolled 4 2s and 3s. Fired a couple of... I fired everything that wasn't in range of the skimmer and at the Wraith Knight. Caused no damage. In total, caused about 6 wounds with my various other guns at the skimmer. And Yarro saved all but 1. His 4-up invuns are rolling like 2+ this game. It's...
I feel dirty. Okay, I feel bad.
It's horrendous. Like, it's, so much firepower has gone into these bikes, this squad, and it's bouncing off his invuns like they're 2-ups. Honestly, I think statistically you have had a 2-up invun save with every unit, because you've failed, out of about 30 wounds, you've failed maybe 5 saves. In total, it took most of the army's firepower here to kill 5 guys, and again, well, I did okay over here killing off your warlord. Yeah. Charge phase, we are going to charge the Dreadnought, is going to go into the Wraith Knight, and then we're going to see, we're going to roll the combat over here, but the way you've been rolling your saves, I'm not going to do anything to you because you've just been killing it. With these guys, I've fired at them, I've attacked them, and it's bouncing off. So we measured up. I need a 5-inch charge for the Dreadnought, and we will do the Overwatch off camera.
Come on, you've got command points.
I'm going to have to CP that.
Like a boss. Yeah.
Just enough to get in, but I'm down to 3 CP now. Wasting CP on a 5-inch charge. So we'll do the Overwatch off camera. I don't think anyone else is going to charge in, because my plan is just to tie him up and stop him from doing some damage. So we'll roll, or maybe even kill him. If I'm lucky, I might kill him.
Yeah, 6 wounds only.
We'll move into the fight phase and see what I can do. Redemptor made it in. The Sun Cannon managed to get 9 shots, but only 1 hit, doing no damage, fortunately for me. My Redemptor gets 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That was a hit, so that's 4 hits from me. I am strength 14.
8.
So wounding on 3s. Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not getting those lucky 2s. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That is 3 wounds. I'm just going to have to hope
that
is
can I continue rolling?
Sufficient.
A crazy person. Kind of.
He saves 1, so that's 2d6 damage, and I've got 6 wounds left to take off.
Should be enough.
Yeah, you see that. Oh, you are killing me here.
Oh my goodness, your dice! What's happening here?
Let's CP one of these because I can.
Yeah, of course.
So I need a 5 or a 6. I've got a 1 in 3 chance of killing him, but the way I've been rolling, man. 3. So that's down to 2 CP, and that's 3 wounds, so he's left in 3.
On 2.
Oh,
sorry, on 3.
Double 1 for damage. That is ridiculous.
That doesn't happen.
So he will get to attack back now, unfortunately, but not yet. So my next pick, I'll go for my lieutenant over here. Let's see if I can continue my amazing trend. Hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
That's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s. That's 2 wins. And then let's see Yarro make another 2 saves.
Those are Harlequins, so there's a chance.
Combat over here. 1 intercessor was slain. Yarro actually managed to do 3 hits and 3 wounds on my lieutenant, but I did, for once, I made 3 5-ups, doing okay. Now we're going to fight back with the Wraith Knight on the Dread, who really should be dead by now, this Wraith Knight, infuriatingly.
So, hitting on 5s because he's kind of wounded.
Yep. Severe damage for this guy. Oh, you...
Sorry.
Seriously, Yarro, you have to stop rolling at this. I'm trying to make a game of this, but you are really not helping. Wounding on...
On 3s.
On 3s. Toughness 7, so...
Yeah. So...
Okay, that's better.
I'm helping.
And minus?
-2.
-2. So 5-up save for my... And I saved them both, so... Did its plan, tie him up in combat so he can either fall back and he won't be able to shoot and charge.
He will be.
Why?
Because he's Titanic.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Okay, but at least I did some damage to him.
Yeah.
He has a Titanic unit, so he can fall back and still...
hit on 5s.
Yeah, so I can do... I forgot about that, actually, but... I mean, statistically, I should have been able to kill him.
Yeah.
Just infuriatingly. So, at the end of my turn, I killed a unit. I'm holding an objective. I got Warlord, and I got Headhunter. So that takes me up to 9 points so far. I only killed 2 units. So, if Yarro can take out more than 2 units, which is entirely likely... He'll probably do good. I'm currently sitting on 4 objectives, but we'll see how many of them are remaining when it comes to the end of my turn. So things are pretty close at the moment. We'll go into Harlequins turn 2. End of the movement phase for the Harlequins on turn 2. The Wraith Knight falling back, forgetting that this is a Titanic unit and can still fall back, shoot and charge, but it is reduced in power. The Saltier blitzed, moving an extra 5 inches just in front of the Dread here. The Skyweaver unit falling back towards the Spirit Seed here, who moved aside. I think Yarro's hoping to use Twilight Pathways on them to deal with the Assassin, who's causing them so much problems. One of the Starweavers moving up here to target the Repulsor with his fusion pistols. The other one moving over here to deal with these intercessors, while the Death Jester moving up on this objective. And the other spirits here moving over here to deal with this squad here. So, big Psychic phase. Yarro has 1 CP left, hoping to use Twilight Pathways on this unit, who cannot advance because they fell back. You can only do normal movement.
Yeah, that's good. The normal movement is 16, yes.
Okay, yeah. So he can move over, but without that extra advance move, he might struggle to get to the assassin.
That's gonna happen, yeah.
So, what do you want to do for your psychic phase?
Actually, yeah.
That's a big point, because if they could advance,
16
he could...
gonna take them over here. So
Yeah.
from here, there's no chance they're gonna get
Yeah, they're not going to be able to assault. So my assassin will be free for another turn to cause some damage.
So in that situation, we're gonna change a little bit the tactic. So we're gonna start with psychic phase on this guy over here. She's gonna use her psychic power, so she will start with smite into the squad.
Yep.
She passed it barely.
Yep, that's a pass with a 5.
Can I do... Yeah.
2 mortal wounds, so that's enough to kill one of my guys, unfortunately.
And with another spell, she's gonna cast Shards of Light. Yes, Shards of Light into last remaining guy. Again, mortal wounds if she succeeds.
Okay.
Right, so... Yes, she succeeds.
That's an 11.
So that's D3 mortal wounds plus -1 leadership if this will go. So no, just
one mortal wound.
1 mortal wound.
So my guy's left on a single wound. He will need to be dealt with because he is OBSEC at the moment. Your other psyker?
Other psyker gonna cast Mirror of Mind into First, she's gonna cast Smite on the closest guy.
Yeah, Smite, so that'll be hitting my lieutenant. That is a fail.
That's fail.
For Smite on a 5.
And then she's gonna cast Mirror of Mind on the last remaining troop guy.
Is that closest unit or any?
Any unit.
Okay, so she's going to cast it on the lone intercessor. That's a pass again with an 11.
So you need to beat 1 again. I'm really bad with this side.
Yeah, it's going off, but so he is safe for now. So he's going to have to deal with him in either the shooting phase or the assault phase. And we'll come back to you with the shooting that is going to occur for the Harlequins and Eldari on turn 2. Shooting phase is going to start with the troop inside here, putting 5 melted pistols into the repulsor. So hitting on 3s. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s because I'm toughness 8 with the repulsor. It's a flying land raider.
That's repulsive.
Oh, boom boom. And that is 1 wound only, 2 3s and a 4. He's got 1 CP left. Are you thinking of spending it?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm gonna let it slide.
Okay, and that is AP
4.
And I do have a 3-up save. I don't have a 2-up save of Land Raider, so that is damage, 3 damage. So not horrendously bad, but takes a couple of wounds off the repulsor. Which, fortunately, it's toughness 8, saving it there. A good deal.
Alright, so now my sniper gonna snipe your last wound remaining lieutenant over there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That will score you Headhunter, if you can do it.
That's all hits.
Yep.
Hit in advance. Strength 6, so wounding you on 3s.
Yep.
That's 1 rend and 1 armor save.
So rend is minus
3.
So I need a 6 up then to save him. Nope, he's dead. So that will kill my lieutenant and get you a point for Headhunter and also a unit kill. Yeah. So we'll do the rest of the shooting phase, seeing what damage we can cause and what I've got left remaining at the end. End of the Harlequin shooting phase. Not a great round. The troop inside here fired at the Inceptors, doing 3 hits with their fusion pistols, but only 2 wounds after some. 1 wound after a poor roll. Yarro used the CP reroll, but failed to do any damage, additional damage, so killing 1. The over here, the Wraith Knight fired a splinter weapons at the lone intercessor, killing him off. He had a single wound left. Fired a sun cannon at the Inceptors, doing 2 hits but failing to wound. The bikers, jet bikes, fired their haywire over here, managing to strip a great 6 wounds off the skimmer here. And that was about it. Oh no, sorry. The splinter rifles, the firepower from the Star Weaver, firing at the Hellblasters, actually managing to do 6 wounds, and after some terrible rolls, I lost 2 of them. So failing 4 out of 6 3-up saves to lose 2 of the Hellblasters over here. So the Spirit Seers tried to fire their grenade launchers, but didn't do any damage, failed to roll high enough to wound. So with that, not the best of shooting phase, but pretty effective. The repulsor's now degraded a profile. It's got 7 wounds remaining. We're going to see some charges, I guess. So what are you thinking in terms of charges?
Alright, so firstly, this lady over here gonna charge this lieutenant.
Okay.
Yeah,
6 is enough to get her in, hoping to kill it. Any other charges?
You can fire your Overwatch, of course.
I will do that, yeah, off camera.
Alright. My solitaire gonna charge into those crazy plasma cannon guys.
Okay.
And this, just in case.
Okay. We'll do
your Warlord as well, but he ignores your Overwatch. Because so awesome due to my relic.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, I had so many good shots there, but okay.
That's gonna
rolling
be
a
enough.
10, so that's enough to get him into anyone he wants to get
so
into.
He would just jump into, I guess, those 2 guys.
Okay.
Like that.
Yep. Any other charges?
Then this witch will try to charge into him as well.
Okay. You'll need to roll pretty high here. But we'll do our Overwatch off camera for the ones I'm allowed.
No, that's not
5's not going to be enough. Yarro's decided to charge these guys into Lieutenant to try and kill him and grab that objective, so he needs an 8 to get in. He's out of CP. And he does. He rolls an 8, so these guys can go in. They had a couple of turns trying to kill the lieutenant. Let's see if they can finish him off now. And unfortunately for Yarro over here, my relic means that your character has to fight last in combat. So
this guy we're gonna charge as well.
So the Wraith Knight's going to charge in as well, blocking my Overwatch, which is quite effective.
Oh, of course, we're gonna see. Yeah.
And an 8, yeah, an 8's enough to get him in. So
Yeah, but Solitary we're gonna probably die.
we'll see what damage these guys can do in combat. Is that all your charges?
That's all my charges really.
Okay, so combat's over here. Lieutenant has got the bikers and the spirits here to contend with, and over here a couple of nasty units for the Hellblasters to deal with, so hopefully they will survive long enough to do some damage here. We're going to start the combat with the Wraith Knight. I do have 2 CP left, but I'm probably going to want to save them for Intractable. If any of the Hellblasters survive, they can fall back and still shoot. Otherwise, so how many attacks for the damaged Wraith Knight?
Still same number of attacks, but just hitting badly.
Okay,
So 12 attacks.
hitting on 5s.
Yes.
So hopefully I might survive a couple here.
So hit with 5.
Okay, slightly better than average, but not incredible, fortunately for me.
Wounding on 2s. So
Yep.
that's 5 wounding
At
hits.
minus
-2.
at -2, so 5 up saves. I save 1, so 4 go through. How many damage?
D3 damage, so we need
Okay,
to roll it separately.
so you'll need to roll these individually.
So first guy gonna die.
Kills 1,
Second one
takes a wound, and third
then
will
we
kill.
finish. And last one gonna die as well.
So 3 die in total, no banner left to fight back. So with that, who do you want to choose next? I'm not going to pay to interrupt.
Right, okay, yeah, so I'm gonna use bikes then. They will try to...
The bikes will try and take out the lieutenant.
Yes. First they're gonna pile in a little bit, so he can get into here. This guy goes like that.
Yeah, he's trying to stop me from falling back.
Yeah, and also have 2 models in range of...
Yeah, even if you don't kill me, you will hold that objective, making it...
a bit more difficult. So yeah, that's 6, 8, 9 shots. Hitting on 3s.
Finally managed to kill one off, so...
And wounding you, exactly, they want vengeance now. And wounding you on 4s. That's gonna be 4 -2.
So 5 up saves.
Well, 2 damage each on 4.
2 damage each, so...
Like a boss.
Oh, he only takes 2 wins. That is some good rolling from me for once. So he takes 2 wins, he's down to 3 remaining. Your spirits here gets how many attacks?
Just 3 attacks, hitting on 2.
Okay. That's 3 hits.
And wounding you on 3s because it's strength 5 with the
Okay.
staff. So that's 2 -1.
2 -1, so are these multiple damage?
Yes,
or?
D3 damage as well.
Okay, so 4 ups. I make 1, so on a 5 or 6 he is slain.
Can I kill him? No!
No, he takes 1, so that is 2 wounds remaining. And now I will get to fight back with all of my units before
My solitary, yes.
you get a chance to fight with the Solitaire. This is because of the Eye of the Unseen relic. All characters within 3 inches must be selected to fight last. So we will start off with the, as you can see, I pulled casualties away from here so that my Hellblasters will still be able to survive this combat. Hopefully my Warlord will be able to survive, but they will be able to survive to fall back and shoot. So hopefully I'll be able to kill off this Wraith Knight, do some damage to it, and potentially take out some of the units here. So we will fire into the... we'll start with the Lieutenant. So he will be hitting on 2s. I'll put these into the spirits here to hopefully do some damage to them. That is 4 hits, 3s to wound.
4s because of his power.
4s to wound because of his ability. That is 2 wounds.
Right.
AP doesn't matter, but he does have a power sword.
So he just dodged everything.
Yeah, again, with your saves, Yarro, you're getting too predictable here. You're getting too frustrating. So I'll need to look up what my Gravis Captain gets, and we'll come back to you with his stats. My Master in Gravis Armour is going to attack into the Solitaire. I'm going to go for the Bolt Storm Gauntlets, just so I can get multi-damage. because the AP doesn't really matter in case I can kill him off before his 10 attacks come back to me, because he blitzed this turn, doing a lot of damage. So I will be hitting on 3s, because I'm -1 to hit. Rerolling 1s, fortunately. So that is 5 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 5 wounds. AP doesn't matter, but each of these is D3 damage.
So 3 up invulnerable.
Or 3 up invuln.
So he takes D3 damage.
He fails 1. Again, Yarro's invulnerable saves proving to be a brutal deciding factor in this game. But he does take 3 damage.
So he's down to 2.
So he's down to 2 wounds remaining, which is quite pleasant. And I'll attack back with my Hail Blasters as well. So that is going to be 7 attacks into your Wraith Knight. Maybe should have kept them in combat with him. Perhaps foolishly removing them to take them out.
He would wipe them out.
He'd probably wipe them out, but the chances I could kill him, we'll see. But hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the nearby captain. That's 2 1s. I mean, if I can kill the Wraith Knight, it's unlikely. Wounding on 6s.
2 over there.
Oh, sorry. Wounding on 6s. That is 1 wound.
1 wound.
He's down to 2. We made a correction because I thought it was D6 damage. Nope, he's fine. So the Wraith Knight's on 2 wounds remaining, because when I did my rerolls, I took 4 wounds off him and he had 6 remaining. So he's down to 2. Okay, so the attack's back with the Saltier. He's going to use the Harlequins Kiss for the extra damage.
Exactly. So strength 4, AP 1, D3 damage.
Okay, but I'm toughness 5, remember?
Yes, I know
So
that will.
you're hitting on 2s, I presume?
Yes, hitting on 2s.
So that's 8 hits. Wounding on 5s.
And we need a lot of them.
That is 3.
No, not a lot, but something.
It's something, and I get a 4 up invuln.
Yeah.
And they're all saved, so that is a good result for me there. So that's 3 dead. We'll go on to the morale phase now. So I lost 3 Hellblasters, and I am leadership 8 with the sergeant. So on a 6 I can fail. Nope, that's a 1. So they are good. So at the end of turn 2, we'll come back and see what the score is at the end of turn 2 when we work it out. Just working out the score there at the end of turn 2. So Yarro gets a point for Headhunter for killing the lieutenant on a single wound. He also holds an objective over here. He's also able to kill a unit. And he killed 2 units to my 1 unit. So he gets the bonus point, taking him to 9. I get the bonus point for holding more objectives, because I'm currently holding 3 objectives to Yarro's 2. So I've got the Intercessors, the Reavers, and fortunately for me, the unit there survived, which was entirely lucky. But he does hold these 2 objectives. So I will be getting the bonus point. So at the end of turn 2, that takes it to 10 points for the Dark Angels, to 9 points for the Harlequins, and puts me in quite a nice position to come back from this, I'm hoping. So we'll come back to you with the movement phase for the Dark Angels at the start of the 3rd battle round. Turn 3, my Hellblasters are falling back from combat, spending 2 CP, my last 2 CP on the Intractable Stratagem, which allows them to shoot. Do I gain 1 back because we're in a new battle round? Nope. So I'm now out of CP, annoyingly. My Intercessors moving up here to try and shoot this. If I can destroy it, I can maybe shoot at the troop inside. If not, I'm going to charge and surround it, because even if it falls back, the vehicle can still shoot, but the squad inside cannot. So any penalties apply. So even though the vehicle has the fly keyword, it does not transfer it to the squad. So they won't be able to shoot. The Repulsor falling back, or moving back 5 inches to get out of range of this and to shoot at them. The Dreadnought moving up on the Wounded Spirits here to hopefully take him out. And the Inceptors moving up to hopefully take out his character here to give me another Headhunter point. and my captain choosing to remain in combat with the Death Jester.
Solitaire.
Solitaire, sorry. The Solitaire to try and kill him and get another Headhunter point. So if I can kill these three characters this turn, I will max out on Headhunter. I'll also get another point for killing a Psyker. I think I can, if I can kill this vehicle, I'll get another point for Picture Poison. And at the moment, I'm currently holding 2 objectives, hopefully going to be holding 3 with this Dreadnought by charging in to the squad here. Although if I kill these both off, I won't be able to move up and get it, but I think I'll be quite happy to take them out. The Lieutenant being unable to fall back because he's surrounded. So with that, we will move into the shooting phase. We will start with my captain, my master, my Primaris master, firing his pistol in the Solitaire. So hitting on 2s with rerolls. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s because he's strength 4. Or you toughness 3?
No, toughness 3.
That is 3 wounds. No, well.
Squishy Harlequin. Takes the one.
Takes 1. I'll see what the damage is on that. It is only 1 damage. I thought it might be Mastercrafted. So he's down to 1 wound remaining, which is giving me good hope for killing him in combat. I might be able to take that out as well. We'll move on. My Dreadnought is going to put everything he has into the Spirit Seer there to hopefully kill that off. I'm not going to risk splitting fire. So my Heavy Flamer gets 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. 4s because of your abilities. That's why I didn't want to. So that is only 1 wound.
Right, 4 up. Yes.
Yep, he's good. And we'll do the rest of the shots off camera and come back to you with the wounds.
I think you can...
So the missile pods from the Dreadnought fired in, doing a single wound. Doing several wounds, but he took 1, so he's down to 1 remaining. My Heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon has now got 6 wounds on him, so if he fails any of these,
so 6 for
the
up.
Spirit Seer is dead. And he died. Oh, for once you fail all but 1. Oh, you fail all but 1. So Spirit Seer is dead, giving me a point for killing a Psyker and killing a character. So that puts me 2 points ahead. Next up, the Assassin is going to fire into the Death Jester. I'm out of CP now, and if he dies to the Assassin, then we'll be able to do hopefully some damage to the Inceptors into one of the vehicles. So the Assassin hitting on a 2. Oh, of course, I roll a 1 to hit. The Inceptors firing into the Death Jester, doing a great 5 wounds, and he failed 3 saves, so he's down to 2 remaining. Hopefully to take a charge from them, and maybe even my Dreadnought. The Hellblasters are now going to fire at the Wraith Knight. They are going to overcharge, because I just need 1 of these to go through, and they're nearby the captain. So they used Intractable to fall back, and there's no penalty. So hitting on 3s, that's 1 hit so far. 2 hits so far. 3 hits, so only 3 hits. Wounding on 4s though. That is 2 wounds, so 2...
5 ups.
If you fail one of these, he's dead. Oh, again with a double 6. Oh. That is infuriating. That saves, yeah. You only need to fail one of them on a 5+.
Those are your dice.
Yeah, that's my dice. I've been rolling wonderful for you. So what I might do now is, rather than split fire, because this really can't do much, it's more hassle, I think. I'm going to fire everything from the... No, do you know what? I'm at -1 to hit anyway because of this ability. I'm going to put the last Talons into the Wraith Knight to try and finish him off.
Good idea.
And I'll put the rest of its firepower into this. I don't normally like splitting fire, but last time my last Talon failed to hit with anything on this, and I will be hitting it on 5s. Thanks to my damage profile, and it's -1 to hit.
Twilling last cannon, they are going to write it as well, or saying...
I think I'll put all 4 last cannons into this, because the way you've been rolling your saves, I need to get them. So we'll do that. We'll do that now, actually. We'll do the last Talon and 2 twin link last cannons into the Wraith Knight, and the rest of the firepower is going to go into the skimmer in front of it. So hitting on 4s. That's alright. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is only 1 wound. If you make a 5 up here.
Can I roll 5? No.
No, so it's d6 damage.
Can you roll 1?
Oh, don't say that.
No.
No, 3. That's enough to kill it. Does it explode?
Titanic explosion. Can we do it? No, we can't.
No, it doesn't. So we'll do the rest of the firepower off camera. Good result for me taking out that Wraith Lord. We'll do the rest of the firepower from the Repulsor and the Intercessors into this lone skimmer over here, and a pistol over here in the Spirits here, and hopefully we'll be able to do some damage. We'll come back to you with that result. Rest of my shooting phase, the Repulsor failed to do any damage on the vehicle here, just couldn't hit it. The Intercessors doing a great round, taking a wound from it with their auto bolt rifles, and then a crack grenade getting through and doing 3 wounds to leave it on 1 remaining. So they're going to charge in there. Pistol over here failed to hit. So in the charge phase, I am going to put my Dreadnought and my Inceptors into the Death Jester to try and kill him. The Intercessors are going to go into this vehicle to try and at least surround it, if not destroy it. And that is all. Starting with the Dreadnought, he needs a 6-inch charge to get in on the Death Jester. And he's in, that's perfect. And I'll do a charge with the Inceptors as well. We'll do they're in as well. We'll do the Overwatch off camera. And the Intercessors going into his vehicle here. That's a 9, that should be enough to get in and surround it. So we'll do the Overwatch and we'll come back to you with my movement and the fight phase for turn 3. Start the fight phase, we'll begin with the Dreadnought going into Death Jester, so he is hitting on 3s. All hit, he's wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds in total, so 3 4-ups. He fails 2, he's dead, doesn't matter what my damage roll does, so that is another point for Headhunter, and I will secure this objective. Next up we have my Intercessors going into the vehicle over here, so that's 2 attacks each and an extra 1 for the Sergeant, so that's 13. 10, 13. So it's got 1 wound remaining. Hopefully I'll be able to take it out. So 3 stat. No minuses in combat, fortunately.
Yes.
Rerolling the 1s thanks to my captain being nearby.
And you roll only once, really.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's 11 hits and 5s to wound. No rerolls.
Come on, once and 2s, please. There are some.
That is 4 wins in total, so you need to fail 1 of these to kill the vehicle and probably wipe out the squad inside, given the way I've surrounded it.
Yeah.
And he fails just 1 and he's out of CP, so does it explode?
Yeah.
That could help you.
Nope.
It does not, unfortunately. We'll see if any can be deployed.
Alright, so.
And so 5 inside.
Yeah. So in theory,
all survive. We'll come back and see if any of the squad can be deployed, and then for the next combat fight, I think I'll choose my lieutenant, because your guy's going to fight last anyway, and I have to do a wound on him. With some careful placing and measuring, Yarro's actually able to deploy his squad inside, so he managed to get them off. We'll next go to the combat here. So I get 4 attacks. I'll put these in at the Spirits here. Hitting on 2s. Again, with the lieutenant's been terrible this game. Wounding on 3s, that's 1 wound. Oh yeah, from himself. That's true. Well, he's been useless. 1 wound on the Spirits here.
It was in my Spirits here, so he's -1 to wound him. So
no wounds in.
So he survived this.
No wounds in the Spirits here, and then we do the big one. 5 attacks into your Salter. Yep, sorry. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, that could have been better.
So 1 definitely in.
2 hits only. 2s to wound though. Oh, only 1 wound.
There's no lieutenant there.
No lieutenant around, so that's abysmal rolling.
3+, because being Solitaire, he's awesome. And he's awesome.
And he saves, so the Salter survives. Unfortunately, after some terrible rolling from my captain. But I'm not going to consolidate into the unit here, simply because it would just give you 3 attacks. Yes. You can fall back and charge and shoot. no problem. We'll do the attacks back on my lieutenant, see if he can survive. Combat over here, the lieutenant finally succumbed to the attacks. The Saltier now rolling his 8 attacks on the Gravis Master, getting 8 hits, hitting on 2s. He's now wounding on 5s, which is my only saving grace in this combat after I failed to take his last remaining wound. It's 1 wound only, so I get a 4-up save, which I make. I make that, and he is fine. So, at the end of my turn, no morale to take for anyone, because everyone didn't lose enough. I get 2 points for Headhunter for killing the Spirit Seer and the Death Jester. I get Pick Poison for killing a Psyker, Pick Poison for killing the vehicle over here, and I get killing a unit and holding a unit. Holding an objective so far. So that takes me to 6 points at the moment and 4 kills. So let's see if Yarro can steal more objectives. I'm currently sitting on 3 objectives. If Yarro can get some more objectives and a few more kills, he can bring this back to try and do some damage. So we'll go into the Harlequins turn 3. End of the Harlequins movement phase on turn 3. Just a quick correction. The score going into turn 2 is 10 points to 10. Forgot that Yarro would also score behind enemy lines for having his unit behind in my deployment zone. End of the movement phase, the Spirit Steer staying here to hold this objective. The bike's advancing.
Advancing, yes.
Over towards the objective here. The squad and the Star Weaver jumping out and moving up on the Dreadnought and the Inceptors, while the Skimmer move back a little. The Harlequins over here jumping over towards the Hellblasters, and the Saltair staying locked in combat there. So we'll move on to the Psychic phase. What are we going to do?
Alright, so my Scary Witch gonna do Scary Magic. So, being scary, she will cast shards of lights on this Dreadnought over here.
Okay, hoping to take some wins on the Dreadnought.
That's gonna go
10.
off. So he's gonna take D3 damage for 1,
For
and
1
will be
more
-1 leadership as well.
Doesn't really matter, but yeah.
It could with her grenade launcher.
Oh, okay.
Then she will try to smite as well, because why not? And she smites.
Smite going off on a 9.
Can I do another 1 damage? No.
No, so 4 wins from the Dreadnought taken. So that is a good start to the phase. So we'll get some more shooting going on. Possibly the Haywire from the squad here into the Dreadnought, and then the Spirit Seer. Going to start with the Spirit Seer, firing its grenade launcher in at the Dreadnought. Leadership 7 now, so hitting on
Can I hit?
2. Yep, that's a hit.
And 7 or higher.
No, fails to do any damage, even with the reduced leadership. So, next up, who's going to fire?
So we will put 4 meta pistols into that guy and 1 into him.
Okay, going to split fire here.
So 4 pistols into guy.
Yes, unfortunately, these melter pistols proving very damaging to the squad. So 3 hits, wounding on 3s.
That's gonna be 3 wounds.
Yep, no armor save at all for that. So that's...
So first one
does 6. That takes...
Second one does 5.
That's enough to kill me.
Oh,
That's
man.
enough right there. These fusion pistols pretty much the only way to run to Harlequins. Does he explode? He does not.
Right.
So that is a dead Dreadnought. 1 into the Inceptors. That's a hit.
Can I wound him?
That's a wound, and
How much damage I can put into him?
6.
Yes,
That's another
very
1 dead.
good.
So that is 1 dead Inceptor as well. So we'll do the rest of the firepower off camera, and I'll let you know what has been killed after this. Rest of the shooting phase, the Starweavers and the Starweaver and the Skyweaver fired in at the Inceptor, doing 2 wounds, one of which was Ren, but I rolled a double 6 to save. Then fired their Haywire at the Repulsor, getting a great 8 shots and causing 5 mortal wounds to take it down to 2. Yarro's now going to fire his troop, putting 3, I believe he said, into the Repulsor and 2 into the Hellblasters. So the first 3 into the Repulsor. Again, 3
That
hits.
doesn't happen with
Forced to wound. That's 2 wounds. I don't get any save. So that is a dead repulsor. So does it blow up? It does not. So that is the repulsor dead as well. And that will score him. Pick your poison. Did you have that?
No, I
no.
had nothing against it.
Oh no, you didn't have that, so that's fine. And then 2 into the Hellblasters. Again, 2 hits.
Yeah. Oh.
Only 1 wound.
How much damage? Yeah,
kills 1. So 1 Hellblaster dies. Things still in the balance here. I have very little left, but Yarro still has a lot of fusion firepower. So that's the shooting phase done. Any assaults? Your invuln saves have... You were saying before this turn you thought you were in trouble, but your inful saves have been far too powerful.
They are.
And the fact that I wasn't able to kill any of this unit because of your deployment was also frustrating. I think if a vehicle's surrounded and it's destroyed, the passengers shouldn't be able to get out, because there's a whole unit here who basically had no penalty. They can get out, they can shoot, they can charge, they can cause damage. Your bikes have been unable. So who's charging this unit?
Only this unit will charge.
Okay, only a single charge then. So I'll do my Overwatch off camera. Let's see if you can get in.
So taking 2 dice.
Yeah, 10. That's enough to get in. We'll see if the Overwatch can do any damage. Other than that, there's going to be no more charges. Charge phase, made it in, managed to do a single hit and a single wound. Again, making your invulnerable saves once more is getting ridiculous. So we'll do the combat here, and then I'll get to attack back and hopefully kill off the Saltaire with my attacks. We will see what I can do. But we'll roll the combat here, although probably as well just removing them in all honesty, but we'll roll the attacks anyway.
Alright, so I've got 2 kisses over there, so I will start with the kisses. They should probably finish the job.
Yep.
1 more die, please. Thank you. So hitting on 3s.
Maybe not. Strength.
4, so wounding on 5s.
5s.
No wounds.
No wounds, so the Harlequin kisses fail to do any damage. The toughness 5 of these Inceptors and my Gravis armor captain proving to be the undoing of some of these Harlequins. Although it's just about the only thing that is undoing them. All my firepower's very little avail.
So that's caresses.
Yep. So that's 5 hits. Wounding on 5s.
That's 6.
Sorry, 6 hits. Wounding on
5s again.
Yep.
AP3.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's 4 wounds. Odds are he's dead, but let's roll the saves anyway. Yeah, he's dead. So that is a dead Inceptor. Did some okay though, damage. Oh, combat over here. I have 5 attacks from my Primaris Gravis Master. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Are you kidding me? That's 2 hits. Again, only a single wound. Oh, this is getting horrific. And he saves with a 3 up. Oh, my captain did so well in the first round, but is now really struggling to put the damage on this guy. Let's do your attacks back.
So, that's still
10 attacks. I've rolled 6 2s so far.
Can I have 2 more?
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. So hitting on 2s with the Saltaire. Only my high toughness doing any damage. That's all hit. 5s to wound.
Thank you. So 1 damage.
1 wound only. And of course, I can't make any invulnerable saves, so...
How much damage I can put on him?
That's 2 damage, so he does take 2 wounds, and the combat will continue. Hopefully, I'll be able to take this final wound. So, at the end of Yarro's turn, he will work out the scores. So this combat's still ongoing after my captain, my master, keeps fluffing his attacks. We'll see what the score is at the end of turn 3. So at the end of his 3rd turn, Yarro gets Headhunter for killing the lieutenant in my turn. He'll get behind enemy lines for his unit here. He also killed a unit and he's holding an objective. He's also currently holding 5 objectives, so he does get the bonus point for that, because the unit over here is objective secured. And he gets the bonus point for killing more units. holding more objectives. Whereas I get the bonus point for killing more units because I killed 4 units to his 3. So at the end of turn 3, the current score is 17 points to the Dark Angels and 16 points to the Harlequins. So a very close game, but very little left here for my army. So we'll go into my movement phase to see what I can do with this squad. My squad's kicking about. In the movement phase, I need to start doing some damage over here. So the Hellblasters move up on the Skyweavers, as do the Reavers, coming off of the objective. My Captain's staying in combat, hoping to finish him off this turn. If I don't, I'm in big trouble. My Intercessor's moving up on the squad here. My Vindicator's staying in place. Unfortunately, he's out of line of sight of the Spirit Seer over here. But I do probably put my firepower into these bikes, hoping to do some damage on them. So we'll start off the shooting phase with my Master putting his bolt pistol, or his gauntlet, Autostorm bolt gauntlet, into the Saltair. That is rerolling 1s, that's 3 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. If you could please fail one of these, that would be... Yes, he does, so that is dead. And that is a point for Headhunter.
So that's the last one, yes.
That's the last one I can score for Headhunter. Other shooting, let's overcharge the Hellblasters into your jet bikes. So, no minuses on these guys?
-1.
Oh, it is -1.
They're always -1.
Let's do it anyway, because you know what? They're going to die, so I can as well do some damage. So, hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s.
2 hits.
That's 2 hits. Nice. The second guy.
That's 2 misses.
No, 2 misses, but no kills. And then 2s to wound. Again with a 1.
Can I 4-up this?
Yeah, and it survived. That is a pain. So we'll do the rest of the shooting. We're going to put the the Intercessors into this squad. Reavers into the jet bikes, and probably the Assassin into the jet bikes as well. So I'll do the rest of my firepower and come back to you with that. Intercessors fired into the troop here, doing a good number of hits, but then I rolled 6 1s to wound, but I did get 5 wounds through, killing 3 of them. My Assassin rolled a 1 to hit against the jet bikes, doing no damage. Reavers managed to get 1 wound in, but surprise, surprise, Yarro made yet another invulnerable save. So that's the end there. Charge phase. I think we're going to put the Intercessors into the troop, and then we'll put these 2 units into the bikes to hopefully finish them off, and then I think my Master will roll a charge on both units so he can maybe get into the jet bikes and not soak up any Overwatch. So we'll do that just now. I think the Reavers need a 7-inch charge. We'll check that. Reavers need a 7 to get in, which they fail. We'll do the Overwatch off camera. The Hellblasters, 7's probably enough to get in, but I don't think it matters. The Intercessors against the squad here, yeah, they're in. We'll do the Overwatch off camera.
How about your Captain?
My Captain, well, we'll need to see if my Hellblasters survive.
Oh yeah, of course.
We'll come back, see if they survive the Overwatch, and then I can decide what I'm doing with the Captain. Hellblaster's getting okay. The squad over here, continuing his rolls. Yarro hit with his fusion pistol. Got 1 hit with a grenade. Fusion pistol killed off 1. I'm going to declare a multi-charge for my Captain. I think I need a 5 to get into the Harlequins, but because I'm going through the crater, I need an 11 to get into the jet bikes. So let's see what I can do. That's an 8, so that's enough to get in at the troop, but not enough for the jet bikes, unfortunately. So I need to kill off this troop to score a kill this turn. Fortunately, my Reavers not made it in, and because they're Harlequins, my Hellblaster's really not doing anything to tie up this squad. They can still fall back, shoot and charge, frustratingly. As Yarro was saying, he likes this army because they ignore basically all the rules of the game, just about. So they're very effective. So we'll start off with the combat from the Primaris Master. I'll use my Power Fist type weapon again.
You can go for Power Sword. You won't be with -1 and it still kills those guys.
But I won't be winning you on 2s. I'll be winning you on 3s, so I'd rather win you on 2s.
Right.
2 hits, rerolling, 3 hits.
Enough.
Winding on 2s. 2 wins.
I guess you were right, not using Power Sword. So, yeah, of course.
Both saved.
Both saved.
Okay, we'll do the rest of the attacks coming back. If I can kill this unit off, I've got the objective anyway, but if you strike me back, it could cause some problems. We'll do the rest of the attacks and see what we can do. Rest of the combats, my intercessors actually managed to cause 4 wounds and kill off 2 of them. My Hellblasters did 3 wounds in combat here. Surprise, surprise, all the invuns made once again. So at the end of my turn, I score killing a unit, holding an objective, and Headhunter to give me 3 points to take me up to 20. But there's a lot of reprisal fire could be coming back. We'll go into the movement phase for the Harlequins on turn 4. Attacks back from the Bikers, managed to wipe out the Hellblasters after he caused 4 wounds and I failed 3, so 2 damage apiece. So at the end of my turn, I kill a unit and I hold an objective, and I also score Headhunter for killing off the Saltaire with the shooting attacks. So that takes me up to 20 points with 2 unit kills, and now we get to see what the Harlequins can do to come back. So Yarro needing to score 4 points this turn to even it up, and we'll come back to you with the movement phase for the Harlequins in turn 4. End of the Harlequin movement phase. The Spirits here moving back here out of line of sight of my Assassin, but out of range of the objective. The Star Weaver moving up on this objective, and the Troop and the Bikers advancing to target the Reavers over here, so getting into range of them, which is going to cause me some issues. And we'll start with the Psychic phase. I don't think there'll be any. You're not really in range to cast in. So we'll move on to the Shooting phase, and a lot of dead Reavers, I'm imagining. So we're getting down to the end game, and the mobility of the Harlequins is starting to show and proven. So he currently has more objectives than me. If he can kill 2 units, he gets a bonus for that, but that might be proved difficult.
I've got some bad news for you.
What's that?
Unfortunately, those metal pistols will not be able to fire.
Why?
Because they advance, and they are pistols.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll be able to assault me anyway.
I'm sure you are disappointed.
I'm very disappointed in that, but that's fine. So, any shooting?
Yes. So both those squads will fire onto them. Let's roll them together, really, because Shuriken cannons are same, and other cannons are. So
that's the Star Weaver and the Sky Weaver will be going into the Reavers. That's not an easy sentence to say. Reavers not doing so much so far, just holding me objectives, failing a charge. Unfortunately, I probably should have held them back to get behind enemy, or to get Linebreaker, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. We'll see.
So, Shuriken cannons hitting on 3s. And
good number of hits.
Wounding on 3s again.
Oh, 3, sorry.
So 2 gonna rend and 2 gonna wound. So that's 4 in total.
2 rending. I saved 1, and the other 2 normal wounds, or is it AP -1?
No,
normal wounds. I think they're 3 up. I'll double check.
Yeah, definitely they are 3 up.
So 1 dies.
Alright.
So 1 Reaver dies, leaving me on 5 remaining.
So the Graf cannons. Haywire, exactly, Haywire. Too many Space Marines.
Only 6 shots. You've rolled like 9 or 10 every turn so far.
Yeah. That's
pretty unfortunate.
So that's gonna be 3 hits.
Yeah, they get to ignore the advance penalty.
And wounding on 4s, but AP -1.
2 wins, so 4 up save. I failed them both, so that's another one dead. That is 4 Reavers remaining. Right. So that's the shooting phase. Move into the assault phase.
Bikers will jump on them like crazy.
Okay,
monsters.
We'll do the Overwatch off camera, but I think you need like a 2 to get in.
So let's start with those guys.
Yeah, they're in, and these guys.
And those guys
need a 3.
Yes.
They are in as well. So we'll do the Overwatch off camera and come back to you with the fight phase. So Overwatch, no hits, no damage. We'll start the fight phase. Who's going to go in first?
So I will start with the bikes because they are nasty. So 3 attacks each, so that's still 9. Wounding on 3s.
It's
respectable.
Yeah, it's 7 hits. Wounding on
4s.
4s, no?
Less respectable.
Less respectable. -2.
-2, yes.
3. So these are 2 damage each as well. So 6 is up needed.
5 ups.
No, -2. Okay, so 2 more die. That's 2 more dead reavers. Can the troop finish them off? Most likely.
Probably now, yes.
I think. So you only have to kill 2.
So first kisses. Very brutal hitting.
All but 1 hit. Oh, you're rolling this game, Yarro. You're killing me with your dice rolls and your saves.
It's always like that.
If your wound rolls, if your other rolls were bad, but your saves and everything's been so good.
So just 3 -1.
Oh, only 3.
But multiple damage, so.
Yeah. And I fail 1.
So can I get this guy? Yes,
Yep.
I can.
So there's 1 remaining, and how many attacks left?
8 attacks with power shots.
Yeah, so it should be enough to kill them off. There's 1 guy remaining. If you don't, the morale's probably going to finish him off.
With 5, probably you're gonna save. That's 5 hits.
Yep.
Needing 4s. Oh, that's brutal. That's
6s.
Yes, unfortunately.
-3. Yeah, so that's the Reaver squad dead entirely.
Yeah.
My chances of getting Linebreaker are pretty much kaput now. The end of that round, Yarro scores. He's holding an objective. He killed a unit. He killed 2 units, in fact. He finished off the Hellblasters and managed to take out the Reavers. And he is holding more objectives than me, so that gives him 4 points this turn. He also gets behind enemy lines thanks to Spirit Seer down here, taking him to 20 points and me to 20 points. So at the end of turn 4, it's 20 points to 20 for the...
No one really.
Yeah, 20 points all. Going into turn 5, for the Dark Angels, not much left I can do. So my secondary objectives, I have to kill the biker squad, which is going to be difficult because they've barely failed an invulnerable save the whole game.
True, they are.
They failed 3 out of maybe 20, 30 invulnerable saves they've had to make, annoyingly. I'm not going to be able to... I'm maxed out on Headhunter, so killing the character's not going to do any good. And I need to get Last Strike and Linebreaker, which I'm not feasibly going to get Linebreaker, realistically. And killing a unit might be difficult, so I think Yarro is going to come away with a win for this, because he's going to get the point, at least for behind enemy lines. But we'll play on to turn 5, and maybe I'll get lucky. I can take out one of the bikers, or take out the biker unit to score some points. So moving up, it might be worth holding on to an objective, but realistically the only way I can sort of win this game is to kill these bikers and try and get Linebreaker. So I'm moving up with my captain, or my master in Gravis armour, and moving up with the squad here to get into firing range of this troop, still within 6 inches there, and my assassin. So with that done, we will move on to the shooting phase. We will start with the intercessors firing in at the troop to see what damage I can do. Odds of killing this unit are slim, but I can hopefully do enough to hurt them. Hitting it on 3s, rerolling 1s, that's 8 hits. Oh no, 6 hits, sorry I didn't roll enough dice there. Yep, so 7 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 5 wounds. If you could fail all of these, please, that would be tremendous.
Can I do it?
You can fail 4 of them. Oh, that's cocked. You can fail 3 of them, so that's not terrible.
Those guys are dead.
Yeah, so what we'll do is, I'm going to check line of sight on some of my units and see if I can finish that squad off in the shooting phase. Rest of my shooting phase, the Master was able to fire his Autostorm Bolt Gauntlet into the 2 here. 2 troop, managed to do 2 wounds, but Yarro made both the saves. Surprise, surprise. Invulnerable yet again, so leaving them alive, unfortunately. The Assassin, firing in, managed to kill one of the bikers. I'm now going to attempt an assault with my unit, so I just need to measure up and see if this Intercessor squad is in range. But the Captain definitely needs a 9-inch charge to get into the bikers. So this is a Hail Mary, long shot play, but It's basically the only way I'm going to win the game. So we'll see. 9-inch charge on the captain. No, that's a 7. That's not enough. And 12-inch charge on the troop. Nope, that's a 10. Where's the 9? Where's that when I need the 9? So we'll do the Overwatch off camera. But at the end of my turn, I score no points. I don't hold an objective. I wasn't able to kill a unit. And yeah, couldn't score any of my secondaries. So a pretty lackluster turn 5 for the Dark Angels. We'll get the Overwatch done, see if there's any wounds caused, and we'll come back to you with turn 5 for the Harlequins. End of the movement phase, should say. In the last turn I did take a wound from the Overwatch of the jet bikes, taking me to 3 wounds caused. The troop moving up on my warlord, the jet bikes advancing to go after the assassin, either to shoot him or to assault him. The Star Weaver holding an objective, the spirits here getting behind line, so this is going to put Yarro ahead by at least 3 points, more if he can kill off my units. So shooting phase.
Right, so let's start with those 2 guys.
Yeah, so 2 fusion pistols into my...
One that is in melter range.
It hits.
Yes. And one which is outside of melter range. Yes.
Both hit.
So the melter range wounding you on 3s, because you are very tough.
Toughness 5.
Yes.
That's a wound.
And outside of melter, no.
No. So that's 4 up save. I make it for once. And the jet bikes.
So they will fire their cannons into the...
They are -2 to hit because I'm in cover.
Alright.
Just to warn you.
So how many shots I can put? 4. So -2, that would put me on...
5s.
5s then.
5s to hit. That's 2 hits.
Alright. Some toughness 4.
Yes, toughness 4.
So he will take D3 mortal wounds and 1 extra for being...
He's not a vehicle.
Come on, he looks like a robot.
2, that's 2 wins. Take them both. Why can't my invulnerable saves be like yours? Okay, the shuriken?
There's no shuriken, he died.
Oh, okay, no shuriken left, so I've taken 2 wins with my assassin, leaving them on 2 or 3 remaining. The Star Weaver?
Yeah, he's gonna put some shots onto those guys,
yeah.
But probably not gonna be important. 4 shots.
4 hits.
And that's 2 armor saves, minus... sorry, no, 3 armor saves. No minuses.
No minuses, 3 armor saves. Nope, all saved, that's fine. So, charge phase, we're gonna...
Little monsters.
They're going to be in.
So, roll your Overwatch.
We'll do the Overwatch off camera, and over here, they'll need a 5 to get in, I think we said. Oh no, up the
right
level.
Now, actually, I need to measure the distance up, so...
Yeah, because
we're gonna see how much is it.
Yep.
So, I've got 8.
Yeah, 8's enough to get in. That's absolutely fine.
Alright.
And we'll do the Overwatch off camera, and we'll come back to you with the fight phase. No damage in Overwatch, so we move on to the fight phase. We're going to do the jet bikes and the assassin to begin with.
Alright, so hitting on 3s, unless you've got some
Nope,
hitting.
no minuses for me.
So that's gonna be
4 hits.
Yeah, and wounding you on 4s because it's strength 4.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's 2 wounds.
2 4-up invuns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dead assassin.
Yeah.
He's not made a single invun, and because when it comes to my invuns, I can't make them, obviously.
He was not Harlequin.
He's done okay. So your attacks on the captain?
Does your relic work on them as well?
No, it's only in characters.
Alright.
So the relic won't work on them, they will get to attack as normal.
So those are 8 kisses.
Joy. 2s.
3s.
Okay, so 4
They are not
hits.
characters.
5s to wins.
5 to wounds. 1 wound.
Any saves. Not too bad. So we'll do the attacks back. Hitting on 3s. All hit. Wounding on 2s. Could it be turn round? 3 wins, because of course I roll 2 1s, but 3 wins. If you could fail all of these, please. 1
down.
1, so only 1 dies. At the end of the turn, Yarro scores holding objective. He killed a unit, killed a character, and got behind enemy lines, so that takes him to 4. Plus he gets the bonus point for holding more objectives than me, and also for killing more units than me, because I wasn't able to kill any units. And that takes it to 26 points to 20. So what we need to do is roll to see if the game ends at this point. I started, so I get to roll. And it continues, so let's see how many more points you can rack up in this game. Okay, my turn. I move back to grab this objective. I am going to put my firepower. I'm going to start with the Primaris Master. He's going to put his shots into the guy he's in combat with his pistol. So hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. If I could only kill him off, I could go after the bike. That's 1 wound. Horrendous.
4 up, sorry. Oh,
and
the
I finally
champion
kill
falls.
him. But I'm not going to be able to charge because I'm never going to make them. But right, we'll put the firepower of the intercessors in to this squad and see if I can do any damage. Shooting, actually managed to kill off one of the bikers here. So at the end of my turn, I'm securing an objective and I've killed a unit. So that will give me 2 points, taking it to 22 points to me, 26 for Yarro. He has maxed out behind enemy lines, so he's not going to get that, but he'll probably score the objective points to get me. So we'll move on to turn 6 for the Harlequins. Turn 6 for the Harlequins. The jet bike moves down to fire some shots at the intercessors. Spirit's here, no longer needs behind enemy lines, so moving out onto the objective to give Yarro the bonus points for that. We'll move into the no psychic phase because there's nothing in range. Move into the shooting phase then. I'm assuming everything into the intercessors.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so we'll put the firepower into the intercessors.
If I can do smart to change, instead of placing it over here, she just should be like that.
Yeah,
there's plenty of movement, and this will keep behind enemy lines at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, line breaker, sorry, that's what you're after, line breaker.
Probably not gonna happen. Anyway, so no psychic powers, so just this cannon over there gonna fire his high wires.
Yep. 6 shots with the haywire. Very good once again.
We could have expected this, I guess. That's just 3 hits, strength 4. So that's gonna be 1 wound. -1. Yes, -1.
Nope, takes 1.
So 1 will be slightly surprised.
Takes 1 wound, and the Starweaver.
And this guy, 4 hits.
4 hits.
Wounding on 3s.
4 wounds.
4 wounds.
Nice.
No AP.
No AP. Enough to kill 1 though.
Yeah, we've got 1.
1 dies, so no assaults, I'm assuming?
No
or?
assaults, I guess I will just try to survive this.
No assaults, so at the end of your turn, you don't kill a unit.
No.
But you do score an objective, and you get the bonus point for scoring an objective. And I get the bonus point for killing a unit.
Yeah.
So that takes it to 23 points to 28 for the Harlequins. And does the game end? No, the game goes on till turn 7. So this will be the final turn of the game. I have to measure up, see what I can get and do with my units, what I need to achieve for my secondaries. So we'll come back to you with that. Okay, just looking at the options here, it's impossible for me to win this game, the way the score is at the moment, but to do a little tactical play, I advance the captain on to the objective, so at least I'm going to tie. My only hope is if I can kill this jet bike with the remaining unit here. I can tie him up in objectives, because we'll have 2 apiece, so no one's getting the bonus point for that. I can score a point for killing a unit. Odds are Yarro won't be able to kill a unit and he'll kill more. However, he will get line breaker, but I will get a point. So I can draw the game up to close, but I don't think it's possible for me to win this. So what we're going to do is move on to the shooting phase, and I just want to make sure these guys are in range to throw a grenade. It was either that or charge in with the captain. It was impossible for me to get over to get line breaker. I couldn't, even if I rolled a 6 advance, I wasn't getting in. So, if I can kill him off, I get the point for pick your poison, because bikers are the only unit I've yet to kill. We'll tie in objectives. I'll get a point for killing a unit, and I'll probably get the bonus point, because I don't think the Starweaver's going to be able to finish me off. But it all depends on whether I can kill him off. So, let's go for the shooting phase. We'll go for a crack grenade, which I'm in range to throw. And I miss with the crack grenade, so the odds of me actually killing this unit are very slim. So that's probably going to make a bigger win margin. So the rest of the squad hitting on 4s, because of the inherent -1. It's only 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That's no wounds, so the way things are going, unless I want to charge in and try and kill him, which is probably just suicidal, but let's... I mean, he's won the game anyway, so I may as well attempt the charge. It's a 6-inch charge to get in, and it's just enough. And we'll do the Overwatch fire.
Alright, so how many shots?
6 again with a
I'm
haywire.
sorry, mate, it's your dice.
Oh, come on. If your rolling was even average this game. Oh, and that is 4 hits in Overwatch with a haywire. This is how the whole game's been going. So forced to wins. 3 wins, AP -1.
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry.
And that is 1 dead Primaris. Do you know what? We'll call the game there. There's nothing I can do, so at the end of this, Yarro's turn 7, the jet bike can shoot off and grab an objective, advancing. So he's going to get the bonus point for holding more objectives. He's going to hold an objective. He's not going to kill a unit. I'm going to hold an objective. So at the end of turn 7, we can estimate it's going to be 24 points to the Dark Angels, and it's going to be... what? You'll get Linebreaker. You won't kill a unit. Let's assume you won't kill a unit. You'll get Linebreaker, holding more objectives and holding objectives. So that's going to take it to 24 points for the Dark Angels and 31 points for the Harlequins. So that is a win for the Harlequins.
I mean, you did a very good job over here. I mean, my luck was crazy. I'm sorry for that again.
It's unfortunate. Had I been able to kill it off, I would have narrowed the gap. Maybe 27 points to 30, but no, there was nothing I could do. So, good game. We'll come back to you with the after battle thoughts. Game ended with a win for the Harlequins. So that was my first time using the all Primaris army, well, aside from the Assassin, and the first time really with ITC missions. I think I dabbled with it once before, but hadn't really played it. So, overall thoughts, I do like the mission format. I thought the game was, up until turn 5, the game was incredibly close.
Exactly. It was constantly close.
It was constantly close. I think, in all honesty, turn 1 we drew, turn 2 we drew, turn 3 I was ahead by 1 point, turn 4 we drew, and then it was turn 5 when your forces started to show. Basically you went 6 points ahead and I wasn't able to come back. So, yeah, I like the mission format. It certainly... Your army certainly helped in terms of the high mobility is great for holding objectives.
That's true.
The fusion pistols and all the Harlequin shenanigans are great for killing units, and so they did really well on that. As I've mentioned several times during this game, your saving throws were...
I'm sorry, man.
It's a trend. It's a trend. Every time Yarro and I play, his saving throws are incredible.
If I may suggest something to players outside, paint your army pink. And
it seems to work well for you. So, unfortunately, I think things worked. I was able to kill some most turns, but as I say, you were rolling your 4-up invulns like they were 2+. There was nothing I could do with the minuses to hit as well, and some poor rolling, so that helped me. That didn't help me, I should say. Overall, I think it worked quite well. Secondaries, so I maxed out on Headhunter, killed 4 units. I got 3 points for Old School, so I got First Blood, First Strike, Slay the Warlord, and Last Strike. Oh no, I didn't get Last Strike actually, I only got 2 because I didn't kill the unit. And I got 3 points for Pick Your Poison. Had I been able to roll worth a damn, and kill that last jet bike unit, I would have got 3 points for both secondaries. So I think the secondaries were okay. In terms of your units, you maxed out on behind enemy lines.
Yes.
So that was a good choice. With your highly mobile force, it was easy to get there.
I think maxed out on killing characters as well. Same goes for you.
No, you only got 3. I only had 4 characters in my... Oh no, you're right. The Ancient was a character, so you did get maxed out on Headhunter. You also got 3 out of 4 for Old School. The only thing...
2 out of 4. I haven't killed your Warlord.
You did get First Blood, or First Strike. You got First Strike. You didn't get Last Strike, but you did get behind enemy lines. Oh no, you didn't kill my Warlord, so you only got 2 out of 4 as well.
Yes.
So, I think a good choice of secondaries. The only thing that hurt me was, as the game went on, by about turn 5, you took out all my mobility. And your highly mobile and tough to kill units. Those annoying, those Skyweavers, I'll just place them over there. I think players of the match was probably your Skyweavers.
Yeah.
The Haywire helped a lot. It helped take out the Repulsor. Helped take out the fact that every single wound bounced off them, pretty much. So I was able to kill 3, but I did enough damage to kill them twice over.
Yes,
but they still survived at the end of the game, unfortunately. All the invuln saves, my extra AP, well, on my bolters really didn't help. So this was my first time with the Primaris army. My first thoughts overall, the Repulsor was good.
It was crazy. Repulsor and Hellblasters. I hate those guys.
The Repulsors were tough to kill. The Repulsor was tough to kill. It didn't do a whole lot with its firepower. Mainly a combination of my poor rolling and your -1 tap on your jet bikes caused it real issues. So that didn't help. Hellblasters did well. They got really good shooting against the Wraith Knight.
Yes.
I don't know how I would have dealt with that otherwise. They did really good firepower in that. In all honesty, annoyingly, probably the best unit in my army was the Assassin.
Oh, I hated this guy. He was killing whatever he wanted.
Frustratingly, you say that, but in 5 turns hitting on a 2+, he missed twice.
Yes, that's right.
Oh no, he missed 3 times, but I used a CP reroll to get him. I think, if I can recall correctly. So, unfortunately, in my all Primaris army, the star of this match was the Assassin, who, under the new rules, is really good at taking out characters. Killing your Warlord on turn 1 was solid. It got me some extra CP. His double shot ability, I was able to do a bit of damage, and only by hiding from me did you stop me in most cases. Other than that, the problem is the Harlequins are really well designed to kill Primaris because most of their weapons are multi-damage. Damage 2 or 3, so the extra wound really doesn't mean much to me.
I guess yes.
The captain was good. The toughness 5 really helped.
Toughness 5 changed a lot of things.
It did. He should have killed the Saltaire maybe a turn early, but I kept fluffing my rolls, unfortunately. Yeah. So he was pretty good. The Inceptors, again, pretty happy with them. They would have done more damage, I think. Had your invul saves not been incredibly good.
And my ability. I managed to jump on them.
The Inceptors probably should have hit the Reavers to get Linebreaker. Although you would have dealt with them, I imagine. There wasn't really much I could do. So the Reavers were handy, but they're a bit expensive to just use as a unit. They didn't really do anything the whole game. They held a couple of objectives for me. But overall, I don't think I needed them to do that. I probably should have sent them in charging against something. But we'll see. Intercessors were okay. Again,
they were pulling their weight. They are troops choice and they are not useless. That's
not
great.
really. In all honesty, their firepower was okay against your troops, but
those are the guys that kill my bikes.
Yeah, that's true. They did a few wounds on the bikes. Unfortunately, I had a slightly bigger unit of intercessors. I would once I destroyed your vehicle, had I killed that troop, not getting out of the vehicle, I think the game would have gone a different way.
Definitely.
Because you might have still killed the repulsor, but it would have been a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
The assassin did well, but failing to make a single invuln, which was a kick in the teeth after your invuln saves, I think. Yeah. Not making a single 4-up when you're passing about 90% of your 4-ups was a bit of a kick in the teeth with the assassin. But other than that, his shooting, the new rules for the assassin are solid. I like them a lot. Unfortunately, if I went all Primaris, didn't bring the assassin, I think it would have been a much shorter game because I wouldn't have been able to kill your characters.
Yes.
And without killing your characters, they would just shred through my unit. So, pretty good matchup. I think the game was reasonably close for most of it. Harlequins aren't the best army out there. They're not exactly top tier, but they're still pretty solid. So I think my Primaris are going to struggle. I'm going to have to get some new units. So thanks to Yarro for a good game.
My pleasure.
No problem. Hopefully I'll give you a better game of it next time.
Maybe we can do against my Iron Hands.
Yeah, against his Iron Hands. Get the Gene Stealer cults out. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game and the ITC mission. It was certainly an interesting format that I liked, and I'm going to hopefully try it again with these guys. It was really close up until the end. And if you enjoyed the game, please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.